The performance of goalkeeper Carlos Miguel was crucial, but this time in a negative way, for Palmeiras' defeat to Atlético Mineiro by 2-1, which ended the unbeaten streak of Jovem Ferreira's team as the home side in the Brazilian Championship. Palmeiras' goalkeeper with these opportunities was crucial in securing the 3 points and maintaining Palmeiras' streak of good results in the Brasileirão. This time, he was the villain. In the first play, he spilled the ball right at the feet of the Atletico player, who only had to push it into the back of the net. And in the second goal, when Palmeiras was trying to react in the match, he came rushing out. It wasn't the first time Carlos Miguel had rushed out recklessly in the game. And again, this time with Igor Vinicius, Atletico scored the second goal and secured the 3 points here at Nubank Park. You can remember that Palmeiras didn't beat Atlético Mineiro in this edition of the Brazilian Championship. In the first meeting between the teams, it was a 2-2 draw, and now a win for Atlético. So Palmeiras only got 1 point from the 2 matches against the team from Minas. If Carlos Miguel was the negative highlight for Palmeiras tonight, the positive side goes to Paulinho. Paulinho, who started for Palmeiras for the first time in 2026, and for the second time since he joined the club. And still in 2024, Paulinho struggled a lot with injuries and had another surgery on his leg. To recover and treat this injury he had back when he was still at Atlético Mineiro, he stayed on the field for more than 65 minutes, including stoppage time, and he had a positive performance. He even had 2 chances to score in the first half. Near the end, he had a slightly clearer chance, but he ended up shooting it wide. And this performance was highly praised by Coach Abel Ferreira, who considered his number 10's performance to be very positive. Now, a bit more about the opinions on this match. Palmeiras missed the opportunity to increase their lead over Flamengo even further. Before this round, it was 7 points. Now it's down to 6, since Flamengo drew with São Paulo at Maracanã. But it's always worth remembering that Flamengo has a game in hand on Palmeiras. So in theory, this lead could be, who knows, just 3 points. Let's see the next steps, and especially this game that Flamengo still has to play. Yeah, Palmeiras had 7 major absences, 3 of them in the offensive sector, but it's worth highlighting Bruno Fux. Bruno Fux was expected to be a starter in Palmeiras' 3-man defensive line. He had to undergo an appendix surgery, and he should be out now for about 2 to 4 weeks. On the positive side, Flaco Lopez will return to Palmeiras next Monday. He will undergo some tests. And if nothing abnormal is found in those tests, he should be available and will travel with the Palmeiras squad to Salvador to face Vitória. There's also another return. Victor Roque is another player returning, and besides the pair of forwards who were Palmeiras' top scorers in 2025, Felipe Anderson also returned after a thigh injury. He was the one who scored Palmeiras' only goal. So Abel Ferreira is getting more and more options. He commented on this during the press conference. Yeah, so he really opened up about his frustration over not having Danilo, who was Palmeiras' main target. But at the same time, he made a point to highlight something we had already mentioned to you earlier in the previous segment: the quality of Palmeiras' current squad, because the coach believes this is the best group of players since he arrived at Academia de Futebol back at the end of 2020, and now he's looking to recover. He has all his players available for this final stretch of the season, where Palmeiras is still alive on 3 fronts, both in the Brazilian Championship, where they're the leaders, and in the Copa do Brasil, where they face Fortaleza, and also in the Libertadores, where they'll go up against Cerro Porteño, the same opponent that left Palmeiras in second place in the group stage. So make sure to follow all the analysis of this match, the interview with Abel Ferreira, the post-game details, and also the updates about Flaco Lopez. You can check both the social media and the Lance website in the Palmeiras section, alright?